Hey everybody, it's Kimmy in the kitchen here, and I am going to show you how to sous vide using the Deluxe Multicooker. Sorry, I didn't have it in my camera shot, but it's right there, the Deluxe Multicooker. And so when I had to get to know my new Deluxe Multicooker. It's a little bit different than the quick cooker, but it's super easy to use once you know what you're doing. And I don't know about you guys, but like I like to buy the big things of chicken at the grocery store because it's a lot cheaper, right? But like last night we used chicken and I've got half of it left over. However, I wasn't planning on making another chicken dish for a few days. And so you generally don't want to cook raw chicken after it's thawed within 1 to 2 days. But here's the thing, when you sous vide the meat, it will actually last in your fridge for 7 to 10 days. And so it really extends the life of it without having to, because you're not supposed to refreeze after you thawed, you know, all that sort of good stuff. So sous vide is a great answer for that. And so I'm actually I'm cooking my way through our fall-winter 2022 Season's Best Cookbook, and I'm actually this is the recipe that I got the chicken for. It's a creamy sous vide chicken. So I'm just gonna do it right now, and we won't eat it for a couple of days, but it'll be wonderful when we do, and I don't have to worry about yucky chicken. So first thing we're gonna do is, when you're doing sous vide, is we are going to fill our pot with water. And you wanna fill it to the half fill line. So if you look on the inside of there, I don't know if you can see there, but you've got the max fill line and then you've got the half fill line. So we're just gonna fill that with water to that half fill line. Once we fill it, I'm gonna pop it into the multi-cooker and we're going to just turn on the sous vide. Now, one thing that's really important to remember when you're doing sous vide, because when I first got this, I made this mistake. I thought it just was pretty much ready, but it takes a good 20 minutes probably for that water to come up to temperature. So if you're not familiar with sous vide, that word means under vacuum. And what it does is it's cooking the meat or the vegetables or whatever it is that you happen to be sous viding. It's cooking them at a certain temperature the whole entire time, which again extends the life of it. It cooks it all the way entirely through. Okay, I'm doing this backwards. Okay, there we go. And so anyway, so that water takes about 20 minutes to come up to temperature. So we're just gonna go ahead and I'm turning the dial till we get to the sous vide. There we go, and then you're gonna set the time. So when you get the multi-cooker, it comes with a cooking guide and all of the things that people love to sous vide, meats, veggies, etc. It will give you cooking time guidelines. So for this one, actually, it tells us we want the temperature to be at 145 and we want the timer set to 2 hours. So I've got the timer on here right now. It's already at 2 hours, so I'm just gonna press the button and it's already at 145. So I press the button again and I'm gonna hold it until it says run. Okay, so now that water is heating up, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Now normally, if I'm just doing like a steak or if I was gonna just grill this chicken, I would go ahead and just pop the air out of it in my Ziploc bag and call it, or my resealable bag and call it good. And then when it's ready, I would just pop it in. But this is a recipe, and so it actually calls for, we're gonna put some other ingredients in there, which is why I grabbed my batter bowl. So this is a little trick that we learned from freezer meal workshops. It's a lot easier to pour things in with the batter bowl. So for this particular recipe, it's called creamy sous vide chicken. It calls for cream of chicken soup. So I've got that in right here. We're just gonna add that. Okay, my new spoon doesn't want to come out. Now, hey, notice how I just used the pop top on this? Never use your silicone Pampered Chef scrapers that you know and love when you use the pop top, because that edge is sharp. Now you can actually open that. You can open this with a smooth edge can opener and then you can use it, but warning, there is a sharp edge. So don't So beware. All right, so to that, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. It's brand new. It's the little stainless serving scoop, and it measures up to 2 tablespoons. And so I'm just gonna pop my soy sauce in there. Dishwasher safe. It's great. You could just, for those of you who love enrichables, these are perfect, or you can put it in your coffee, or your coffee bags or whatever. It's fantastic. Now to this, we are going to add some pepper, about a half a teaspoon of pepper. This is, and then we're gonna do a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I'm gonna use the herbs de Provence. I love, oh, I didn't know it was not open. The herbs de Provence is wonderful. Oops, glad that didn't go inside. Wonderful for poultry, I think. I love it on my Thanksgiving turkey. And so then we are also going to add a teaspoon of 3 onion rub, which is one of my favorites, because I love the taste of like the onion flavor. I just don't like to crunch into onions. So this is a go-to for sure. And then I'm also going to put in a teaspoon of garlic rub. And so anyway, okay, the last thing that we're gonna pop into this, and it's going to be all done, is some green beans. So I've got a can of green beans here. And again, if you just a little refresher on this amazing smooth edge can opener, it doesn't fit on the side. It actually fits on the top, and you just kind of set it on there and then twist on. So now it's on, and we're just gonna go around like you normally would. You'll feel it kind of give once you've gotten all the way around. And then to get it off, just give it a quarter turn to the left. Now to get the lid off, you're gonna use that little beak. This little button on the side operates the beak, and you just grasp onto the edge and lift off. So I'm gonna drain it in my small colander right here, because we don't need all the juice. All right, so that's all drained. Shake that off so we don't make a mess. And we're gonna pop that into with the chicken. All right, so this is our mixture. Once that water, sous vide water, comes up to temperature, I'll just go ahead and pop this in. When you sous vide, and we're just gonna let that kind of get to make that a nice little sauce, mix it together there. But what really quick, one little last tip, because this, like I said, it's gonna take 20 minutes, so we're done. But for now, we won't make you stay on the line on the video for that. But anyway, one last tip for when you're sous viding is you want to make sure that your food is all submerged into the water before you shut the lid and do the sous vide. And so, and you also want to make sure that the air is out too, because the air will make it kind of pop up in the water, make it buoyant, and we obviously don't want that. And so anyway, other than that, then you're good to go. Sous vide is not fast cooking necessarily. However, when I go to make this recipe, it's gonna be super fast because all of the work is done. And so same thing if you're having like a dinner party and you're grilling steaks or what have you, all of the work is done when you think ahead of time and do your sous vide. It's a great thing. You could sous vide all weekend, on the weekend, and then, just pop it onto your cast iron, your pork chops, your chicken, your beef, whatever it is that you're making, and be good to go. Did you notice that it beeped right there? So just wanted to let you know, doesn't mean it's done. What that's doing when it's beeping is it's releasing a little bit of air. But listen for those beeps, because when it is ready to put the meat or to put the food in, it will say add. So once it says add, that's when you'll take the lid off. That's when you'll put your food in, submerge it. Little tip, if you're having a hard time submerging it, maybe you have a lot of food in there, what have you, take a metal spoon and just kind of set it on top, and that way it will keep it in the water. And so that's all that there is to sous vide. Love that deluxe multi-cooker. It's also a pressure cooker, a yogurt maker, a sterilizer, a rice cooker, bean cooker. I'm telling you what, it does it all, and you will love it. So if you need one, let's chat. I can help you add that to your kitchen. All right, talk to you soon.